Live from the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet welcomes you into coverage of NCAA Division II men's basketball, streaming exclusively on Flow College. In our final game before the start of the holiday recess, the College of Staten Island takes on Holy Family University in non-conference play. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Joe Foreman alongside my broadcast partner, Nicholas Pavona, and this is the McDonald's pregame show. McDonald's is our scoreboard sponsor here at the College of Staten Island, and they bring you our pregame coverage ahead of every CSI Dolphins home game. And Nick, Wednesday night gave us what was, without a doubt, our best doubleheader of the season. The CSI women won on an improbable buzzer-beating tip-in from Racky Kane with .2 on the clock. The men then erased a halftime deficit and withstood a late Wilmington run to remain unbeaten here at the tank. Today, the Dolphins look to improve to 7-0 at home against the Tigers team that will be looking to make it 4-0 against ECC opponents for the win.
Yeah, I mean, Joe, talk about that doubleheader on Wednesday. You had, first off, the buzzer beater finish on the women's side, and then the men's team having to fight the adversity where they had an early lead in that game. Then Wilmington fought back to take a halftime lead going into half. And then the Dolphins had a really strong stretch in that second half. Were able to hold on just late in that game to get the victory. And you look at this, this Dolphins team coming into this game tonight, Joe. They're getting great contributions, as we mentioned last pregame, from all their players, whether that be from their starting five or just some of their big role players off of the bench. So that's been what's been really good to see out of this Dolphins team. Their offense is really becoming a problem for opposing sides. So for this Tigers team, they got to figure out a way to stop this Dolphins offense, which they have done in the previous times in meeting this team. They're 3-0 versus the ECC, as you mentioned, this year, with wins over Mercy, Malloy, and Roberts Wesleyan. And they've had an up and down start to the 2025-2026 season, but they look to try to get a win here tonight and try to head into the new year with another win over an ECC foe.
The Dolphins face the Tigers for the fourth time in the history of the two programs today, and the lone CSI victory came in the first three meetings. It was all the way back here at the tank 2 years ago. That matchup saw the Dolphins win a high-scoring affair, 94-86. In the other two meetings, the Dolphins were held under 70 points both times with an average margin of defeat of 17 points. And you mentioned it, Nick. This Tigers defense had found a way to solve this Dolphins offense in two of the three matchups.
Yeah, and the most previous meeting was the Holy Family beating the Dolphins 80-67. And in that game, Joe, the Dolphins shot just 30.3% from the field, 25.9% from the three-point line, which is something that we haven't seen so far from this team. They really have not struggled from the outside arc as well as scoring in terms of field goal percentage. In that win, you mentioned as well that for the Dolphins, a really better shooting performance for them in that game, and the rebounding numbers were way better than the previous meeting. In the Dolphins' loss that previous meeting, they were out-rebounding 41-36. In that meaning that the Dolphins won, they out-rebounded the Tigers 46-32, including 34 second-chance points and a big game from Aaron Goldsey with 21 points in that outing.
And, Nick, the Tigers have struggled in conference against the CACC this season and are winless in 4 conference games. However, they are 5-1 out of conference, including the 3 wins against the ECC that we've mentioned already. On the other side, the Dolphins have been extremely consistent this year. You mentioned an up-and-down start for the Tigers, and 3 of CSI's 4 losses have been decided by 4 points or less. If you're Holy Family, how do you look to slow down this CSI team, and who are some of the players to watch on the side of the Tigers?
Well, I think first off, you got to find a way to get those rebounding marks, which has been a really good success for Holy Family this season. When you look at their, the numbers for some of their star players. But I think another way to stop this offense, Joe, is we saw in the last game the Dolphins turning defense into offense. If you're the Tigers, got to avoid giving up turnovers in this game, not allowing quick transition points. Some of the big players that you look out for in this Tigers team, you look at Najee Corsi having a nice season. 13 points per game, having a nice season as well, 11.1 points per game, 6.7 rebounds per game. And then you look at DeAndre Howell South, 11.6 points per game, 5.2 rebounds per game. So those are just some of the big players on their team in terms of their starting five where they've been getting some nice rebounding numbers. And what we've seen from the Dolphins this year is they've been really dominant on the glass this season. They're out rebounding teams. They're averaging about 40 rebounds per game. And one also noted player for this team, Amari and Jet. The last time these two teams met, Joe, Jet had 19 points and 6 rebounds in that Tigers victory.
Plenty of names to watch on the side of Holy Family entering this matchup. And earlier in the pregame, we mentioned the Dolphins won what was a good one on Wednesday night against Wilmington. When we come back, we take a look at the highlights from that Dolphins win. More to come from the McDonald's pregame show after this break.
We've learned a lot from him, and we've probably learned more from him than he's learned from us.
I think they're a real important part in my life. I can't describe it. It feels amazing.
Team Impact is a national nonprofit that connects kids living with serious and chronic illness with college athletic teams, forming lifelong bonds and life-changing outcomes.
Break it! Break it! Can I have a hug? What's your favorite subject?
Math.
When you spread the word about Team Impact, you have the power to change lives.
Campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
No, I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later, about 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast, and everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You could vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials, check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
Joe Foreman back with you alongside Nicholas Bavona as we welcome you back into the McDonald's pregame show. And Nick, before the break, we promised to look back to Wednesday night as the Dolphins knocked off Wilmington University here at home.
Yeah, thrilling game for the Dolphins, showing a good start with that ET3.
One of many. Joey Poulin this time from the corner off the assist from J.J. Chestnut.
And I mentioned before, defense leading to offense. J.J. Chestnut gets the block, leads the opposition up the court, and finds Aaron Goldstein in the corner for 3.
Goldstein knocked down many of those in the game on Wednesday night as Mitchell Wiggin from midair finds Asa Kone for the alley-oop lay-in.
Great job right there by Wiggin getting up for that. And how about another EG3, this time from deep?
Limitless range for Aaron Goldstein. Here comes J.J. Chestnut up the floor, crosses over to his left, and finds a cutting Tynes for the tough finish in traffic.
And not only can he pass, he can also score. How about that spin move inside for the floater?
So adept at that floater. Benedict inside, banks it in, strong move to the hoop.
And another strong move to the hoop right here. Asa Kone gets the and one off the assist from Chestnut.
Count that basket and the foul as Kone sets the screen for Goldstein here. The ball finds Chestnut. It then finds Kone. He hangs and hits.
Tough finish right there by Kone. How about the assist right there? Good ball moving leads to another Joey Poulin 3.
JP feasting from the corners. This time it's another ET3.
How about another one, Joe? ET3 right there with the hand in his face.
2 for the price of 1. Cross-court pass, AG3. Good as gold.
And another thing that's good as gold is Mitchell Wiggin knocking down another three-pointer.
I used the splash call quite a bit in that last game, and how about another? Mitchell Wiggin, top of the arc, knocks it down.
Huge game from Wiggin, and how about Goldstein with a tough finish inside?
He gave it the flex after the fact as well. Now, this play, a bit unusual. Kone had jamming on his mind, but he got up and was able to lay it in through the contact. Count that basket and the foul.
You can count this one as, again, good as gold from Goldstein.
And here comes J.J. Chestnut in the closing seconds. He finds Wiggin. Wiggin off the spin, creates room. That was such a big basket late in the game to make it a 3-point Dolphin lead, and ultimately it would become a Dolphins victory. Their 6th straight here at home to start the season. And Nick, as the starting lineups are being introduced and we wrap up our McDonald's pregame show, why don't you give us the starting lineups?
We'll get the starting lineups first for the Tigers of Holy Family University. Number 1, Najee Corsi. Number 2, Elijah Hernandez. Number 11, Omarion Jett. Number 13, Matt Gardler. And rounding out the lineup, number 21, Raphael Dupuy. For the Dolphins, same starting 5 as we've seen, accustomed to, Joe. Number 1, Joey Poulin. Number 3, J.J. Chestnut. Number 10, Asa Kone. Number 21, Aaron Goldstein. And rounding out the Dolphin lineup, number 32, Eric Tynes.
This Dolphins team unbeaten here at the Tank. Holy Family unbeaten against the East Coast Conference. Something has to give here today as the Dolphins take on the Tigers. And Nick, as we mentioned at the top of the pregame show, this is our final game before a brief hiatus for the holiday recess. The Dolphins back in action here at the Tank on December 30th. We will have that game here on Flow College. You will be at the commentary desk solo. I will be joining you from my hotel down in Florida. So that should be an interesting one. Not sure how my internet's going to be. I guess we'll find out on December 30th. Be sure to check that game out. Double duty for Nick. Play-by-play and engineering. But
not the first time.
Business to attend to first for the Dolphins as they take on Holy Family University here at the Tank. Tigers control the tip and will look to attack on the game's first possession. Ball in the corner now. Poulin defending that Corsi 3. He's short, and the rebound goes to Tynes.
And we see sometimes the Dolphins like to push the ball up the court immediately after getting a rebound. Let's see how fast they go on this tempo.
Well, part of what's made this team so good to start the year is the pace they play with off of misses. And that is something that's hurt the Dolphins at times this year with the steal, Gardler, and the lay-in. First points belong to Holy Family.
And that was one of the keys that I brought up earlier. I think leading that defense, if they could force the Dolphin turnovers, which we have seen, that's the only really bad thing the Dolphins have had this season. If they can force turnovers, the Tigers have a good shot in this one.
Ball finds Poulin. He drops it off. Kone, and he is fouled.
Have to like that ball moving right there. Poulin could have gone out for a floater, but instead saw Kone on the inside. A nice pass leading to free throws upcoming.
Kone was fouled by Corsi as Dupuy sent that shot a long way after the foul occurred. And it just seems so often, Nick, that Asa Kone is the man who scores the first points for the Dolphins. And he does so again here.
Try to make sure you weren't jinxing him on that free throw before it happened.
I would do no such thing. As you get one more look at that last sequence.
Kone a huge part in that Dolphins win against Wilmington. 16 points, 8 rebounds in that game. He's had a nice season.
And he does not get the second free throw to go down. Scored 2-1 Tigers over the Dolphins 1 minute in. Ball back outside with Gardler. He uses the DuPuis screen and looks to drive. Kick out to the corner for Hernandez. His three no good. And here comes Chestnut off the rebound. Long outlet, Goldstein. Goldstein into the corner. Tynes does not get the bounce. Rebound DuPuis.
Looking for a friendly bounce right there, but just didn't fall the way for Tynes.
Tigers work it around the perimeter. Corsi in the corner. Looks to drive to his left, backing in on Tynes. Kick out. DuPuis thought about it, goes at Kone and sends it to the corner. 10 to shoot. Another kick out, this time a three-pointer, no good by Jet. And Chestnut has the rebound. Tynes in the corner for three. Splash.
Well, he wasn't going to hesitate on that one, Joe. Looked like for a split second he was, and then he knocks out another ET3.
The way he's been shooting, there is no reason for him to hesitate from beyond the arc. Tynes up to 39% from distance as a foul occurred along the baseline. And it goes on Tynes as we get one more look at that latest ET3.
Yeah, nice job by Chestnut. And that's what's really been great about him this season. His ball awareness and his court vision has been so off the charts as he found Tynes in that corner for the three.
Tigers inbound to the corner. Dolphins made that a bit difficult. 12 to shoot now. Jet swings it a short way to Hernandez and gets it right back with 5 to shoot. Jet at Tynes, tied up, and his fadeaway's off the back rim and out. Rebound by Poulin.
And how about the switching on defense right there by Tynes and Chestnut? Good job defensively for the Dolphins.
Big crossover by Chestnut. He finds Kone for the lay-in.
How about another flashy pass by Chestnut? I talked about just before, his court vision just seems to be off the charts.
Well, the synergy that those two have developed since joining one another in the starting lineup has been impressive as that shot rattles out by Hernandez, and Dolphins look to push again.
Tigers have gotten a little bit cold in these last couple of minutes.
Chestnut on the pull-up, no good. Here comes Holy Family the other way. Three-pointer from DuPuis rolls off, and Chestnut has the rebound. Goldstein on the wing. He's defended by Gardler, now calling for a screen, gets one, and will try the three. Splash.
That one was good as gold. Got the screen from Kone and knocks down a triple.
Dolphins lead it by 7 early. Less than 4 minutes gone by in the first half. Corsi up top for Jet, hands off to DuPuis. Now Gardler for three. Off the mark, but he has it back off the tip.
And travel.
And a travel was called, and head coach T.J. Tibbs did not like that Aaron Goldstein took off up the floor without the ball.
He just wanted a little bit of a head start as we get another look at that Chestnut pass to the inside to find Kone.
And a point I was about to make is how well the Dolphins guards rebound. Long pass up the floor for Tynes, inside to Kone and over his head.
Speaking of getting another look, let's get another look at that AG3 off the Kone assist, if you want to count it like that, the screen assist, as we head into the media timeout.
And that was a good contest by Gardler. Goldstein with the rainbow over his outstretched arm. Gives the Dolphins a 9-2 lead. Our score, Staten Island 9, Holy Family 2, 15:59 to go in the first half. Just over 4 minutes gone by in the first half, and the Dolphins have built an early 7-point lead. And Nick, that continues with a trend of strong starts for this team here at home.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we've seen over this course of time. They just get off to these hot starts, and it really puts these opposing sides into trouble. We saw last game, Wilmington avoided that and got, a halftime lead. Tigers will need to do the same thing.
Well, they had to battle back out of a 9-point hole to get that halftime lead. As Dupuy off the spin, can't finish. Lefty tip won't go, and Benedict has the rebound.
Andrew Benedict almost having another double-double last game. Turnover right there.
Turn it over again. Bounce past Gardler along the baseline, and Howell South off the fake puts it in. Count the basket and one.
And a good job right there by Gardler. He was able to wait on that one. Then he passed it onto the inside, and he found Howell South, who went up with it on Benedict. He gets the and one and will go to the free throw line.
Free throw on the way from Howell South is good, and it's now a 4-point game. And you mentioned it before, Nick, the Dolphins off to a hot shooting start, 60% from the field early, but 3 turnovers. And that's how the Dolphins have let teams back into games and falling behind. It very rarely has been that the Dolphins have found themselves on the negative end of the shooting. Howell South left open this time, put up an air ball, and a foul occurred underneath as Kone secured that rebound.
Well, the Dolphins were looking for maybe a traveling on that play originally, and then that shot was just a little bit short on that one.
Just a bit. Tigers applying a bit of pressure as the Dolphins look to bring it up the floor. Poulin over to Benedict, left open. Can't hit this time. And the rebound's pulled in by Jet. Howell South with it now. Looking toward his bench as a play call comes in from head coach John Barron. His first season as head coach of the Tigers. Dupuy lost it on the way in. 4 to shoot now. Hernandez for 3. And he comes up short.
Hernandez had some room on that one.
Goldstein. Splash.
And speaking about having room right there, Goldstein knocks down the 3, but I think he got a technical immediately right after.
And it looks that way. We'll go to replay, Nick, and see if we can spot anything.
Maybe he said something after the shot was made.
I didn't see anything
I
on
didn't
the replay.
see anything there. I'll have to see who it's on first. Maybe it wasn't on Goldstein, but if it was on Goldstein, I didn't see much.
Give us a look from the closer camera. I don't know if we have that full left corner.
No.
No.
We have the corner where Goldstein shot.
Run it in slow motion.
Yeah.
And I want to see if we can spot anything because they're going to take some time to talk about this and head over to the scorers table. At no point during that replay did I see anything, but if you look over at the Tigers bench, it looked like one of the assistants pointed in his direction, maybe indicating that something was said, but it didn't look like he said anything on the replay.
It looked like he just put his head down and went right back up the court.
Yeah, it was really tough to make it out if he did say something, but based on that replay, as well as the wide shot, I didn't see anything.
All right.
We need those boom mics so we can get the on-court audio, and then we have to preview it before we run it on the air.
Right.
You never really know. Got to be careful with those on-court mics.
Yeah. So the amount of times I watch an NBA game and you just hear explicit, expletive or two that you don't want to hear on the air.
We're mostly adults here. Dolphins lead by 5, just under 14 minutes to go in the first half. This is Jet. Tough shot, won't go. Grabs his own miss and dribbles back outside. Back inside again, and his pass is tipped and stolen by Wiggin.
Dolphins have numbers.
Wiggin around the back, finds Poulin, and he lays it in.
How about that pass by Wiggin and a nice finish on the inside by Poulin. Once again, defense leading the offense.
Dolphins getting it done on the break once again. Jet with it well beyond the arc, defended by Wiggin. Gardler with a bit of a screen, bit of a half-hearted screen, and Corsi knocks down the corner three.
That's a big shot right there by Corsi. Mentioned one of the leading scorers. He is the leading scorer, I should say. 13 points per game on the season. A big three to make it a 4-point game.
Goldstein directing traffic. Benedict for Wiggin. Into the corner, Poulin for three. Splash.
That one initially didn't look like it was going to go in, Joe. He put a lot into that shot with the hand in his face, but he got it to fall down at the last minute as it hit that back rim.
Well, it looked like he put a bit more arc on that than we're used to seeing from him. As a whistle comes in for a travel on Gardler. And get one more look at that. JP3 from the corner. I thought that was about to send us to immediate timeout, but we're a bit short. Another 40 seconds. Poulin for Benedict. He dribbles through traffic and kicks out to Chestnut. Splash.
It's a JJ3. He knocks down the triple. And the Dolphins now starting to heat up from the outside.
A JJC3, perhaps.
I like it.
It doesn't quite work with the third letter. That three-pointer short from the corner by Mundell.
There's certainly a song he's singing maybe when he's shooting that shot.
We'll have to give it our own rendition if we're feeling really good at some point. Meanwhile, the Dolphins turn it over again. They're fourth.
If he keeps it up and he gets an opportunity to be the player of the game, he might do it himself.
He might. And that was off Poulin's foot, which will send us to a media timeout. 11:48 to go, first half. The Dolphins are 5 of 7 from downtown. The latest right there by J.J. Chestnut. CSI in front, 20-10. Dolphins lead it 20-10 with 11:48 to go in the first half. And it has been a lights-out three-point shooting early in this game for CSI, but this time it's Mitchell Wiggin in transition to Joey Poulin. And the Dolphins, once again, Nick, off to a nice start.
Yeah, certainly a great start to this game for CSI. Got a little bit quiet early on, but their offense is starting to heat up. And as you mentioned before we went to the break, they are really heating up from the outside mark.
CSI 5 of 7 from deep. Holy Family just 1 of 9. Tigers 3 of 16 from the field. And that shot also no good, but you have to think that at some point this Tigers team is going to find it shooting the basketball. And if the Dolphins have a nice lead at that point, it only helps them in trying to remain unbeaten here at home.
Well, Joe, if you look at the numbers this season for the Tigers, they have really been struggling from the three-point line. They're shooting under 30% as a team this season from three.
And where are they from the field?
I have to look up, I remember, but I don't think it was good either.
Dolphins trying to keep possession here. Benedict down on the floor. And
shot clock violation.
They're going to wave off that jump ball and instead call it a shot clock violation. Dolphins bench didn't like that because they had the possession hour in their favor.
From the field, they're shooting 42%.
Much better. And you have to think that at some point in this game, there's going to be an uptick in shooting for them. So if you're the Dolphins, you'd love to take advantage now when you have them shooting under 20%. Bounce pass inside, and I think Benedict got a piece of that shot by Corsi.
He might have, and if he did it, he still made it a really tough shot for Corsi on that play. Good heads-up awareness by Benedict.
Benedict, floater, off the front rim, no good. And Wiggin puts it up and in.
Almost had a same team incident right there with Torres and Wiggin, but it's Wiggin that gets the rebound and the putback.
I would not want to be tasked with closing out possessions on the defensive glass against this Dolphins team, because very easily you can end up in a position where one of the Dolphin guards comes soaring in, grab the rebound, and all of a sudden you're hearing it from your coach on the other side.
As I mentioned, the Dolphins have just been an aggressive team this season in terms of rebounding, and it's not like the Tigers haven't had good numbers this season rebounding-wise, but they're facing a team that has just been so athletic when it comes to grabbing the ball off the glass.
Benedict for Wiggin. Almost lost his footing. And Tynes is way off from three. Chestnut there for the rebound. Cross-court pass, Wiggin. He spins, kicks out, Chestnut. Splash.
Oh, my goodness. How about that play by Wiggin? Perfect pass, and he finds Chestnut for the open three.
He is taking a big step forward, as we've mentioned. And finally, the Tigers have a three-pointer. It's Jet from downtown, just their second three of the game. But Wiggins taking the huge step forward this year, and I think a big part of it, as he knocks down another, is that he's been able to stay well under control attacking the rim. And not just that, he's had good vision when looking to make a move toward the rim as well. He's been able to find the open man in the middle of his move.
At 18 points in that last game against Wilmington as foul is called on the court. I believe on Benedict is going to be the call. But let's get a second look, Joe, at that last play. Spin move, outlook pass, finds Chestnut wide open. Another three for him.
Dolphins maintaining their composure there late into the shot clock. Wiggin drew the defense. And the Tigers collapsed just a bit too early. And if you're looking at the five out there for the Dolphins right there on the floor, who are you going to leave open? There's nobody you can leave open for three.
Yeah.
Dupuy, triple teamed, still able to finish.
That was a tough finish right there by Dupuy, having to go up against Tynes on that play. And he wins that battle.
Goldstein on the wing, back up to Chestnut. Now Wiggin on the turnaround. Off the back rim, rebounded by Tynes, and he was stripped as Wiggin kicked the ball out of bounds. Dolphins lead it by 12, under 9 minutes to play here in the first half. Gardler up the floor with it, defended by Goldstein. Jet had Chestnut reach in on him. 15th foul on CSI, just 2 team fouls on the Tigers. And if you look at the numbers in this game thus far, the Dolphins have the advantage across the board. Every statistic favors CSI except for the turnover battle. Jet in the corner, outside for Gardler. Now Dupuy goes at Tynes. And on the step through, he can't finish. But they're going to call Howell South for a push-off underneath.
Yeah, nice move by Dupuy on that play to get up and under over Tynes. But Tynes made it another tough shot for him on that one. And this time it's Tynes that wins the battle there.
Goldstein for Chestnut. Deep three. Off the front rim, Wiggin with the rebound, and he's blocked. Howell South blocked Wiggins' first attempt. Dupuy fouled him on the second.
And that's just what you have to like when you watch this Dolphins team, Joe. Even though he got blocked on the first shot, Wiggin got it again, went back up with it, and that's what's really been great about this team this season. That they don't, they're not going to back down and give up. They're going to keep going on as Wiggin knocks down the first free throw.
I think something I have to ask Coach Tibbs about at halftime is something that maybe we don't talk about enough with all the three-pointers the Dolphins have hit in this game and in many of their games. how important is the rebounding to what this team is able to do? Because whether it's closing out a stop at the defensive end or crashing the offensive glass, it just seems this team is always in the right place at the right time on the glass.
It's a tremendous advantage when you win the rebounding battle. It does so many wonders depending on whatever team you're playing.
Foul called away from the ball. That's team foul number 6 on CSI, and that will send us to immediate timeout. 7:53 to go, first half. Dolphins lead it, 29-15. $7:53 to go in the first half, and the Dolphins lead it 29-15. It's been a red-hot shooting start for the Dolphins, especially from beyond the arc. And they're very slowly built upon the early lead they had. It was 9-2 in the opening minutes of this game. CSI wasting no time. Howell South into the corner, and Gardler's three-pointer is good over the outstretched arm of Goldstein.
That was a really tough shot by Gardler right there. Goldstein had a good closeout, but got that one to fall. Very nice shot by him to make it now an 11-point game.
Goldstein, top of the arc, surveys the floor. Dolphins with 10 to shoot now. Get it to Wiggin open. His shot in and out. Tynes with the rebound. Fadeaway jumper rattles in.
Tynes pretty much just stole that ball, Joe, on the rebound. Initially didn't look like he had it, but then he just stole it away at the last second and gets the fadeaway jumper.
How about the composure and traffic there? And we've said it already, Nick. Yet again, the Dolphins all over the offensive glass as Kone commits the foul on Howell South.
You get a look right here. Wiggin takes the shot, and look, initially he didn't have the inside positioning. At the last second, he got it. And a nice fadeaway jumper right there as that rattles in.
Howell South to the line for 2 shots here. Well, if you're Holy Family shooting just 27% right now, you can look to chip away from the line. The Dolphins now with 17 fouls, but that free throw won't go. Joey Poulin into the game for CSI, replacing Mitchell Wiggin. And Howell South goes 1 of 2 from the line. That makes it a 12-point game. Chestnut up the floor for Tynes. He wanted Kone, but that was tipped and stolen.
Yeah, they got immediately double-teamed as soon as they got the ball up the court, as the Tigers will be using that half-court press to try to force some turnovers.
Hernandez well beyond the arc. Tynes all over him. Of course, he swings it to Howell South. He was open and takes a tough shot over Goldstein, who took an elbow to the face.
Yeah, he could have easily just went up for a pull-up jumper, but with the amount of space he had inside the paint, of course he just said, I'll take that. Why not?
Oh, Aaron's going to tough this one out, but he got elbowed right in the mouth.
Yeah.
15 to shoot now. Goldstein with it. Entry pass Chestnut. Alley-oop Kone! And he gets it to go.
How about that sequence right there? This Dolphins team, as we mentioned, Joe, they're just very fun to watch right now with the way they're playing and their cohesiveness as well.
That is not the first time we've seen that. Very easily could have been a diagram play, and given the look that Goldstein gave the bench, I'm almost inclined to say that was planned.
You have to think it was.
Howell South lost it. Pulling from Tynes. Alley-oop! And Tynes does not get it to go. But Kone is fouled. And Nick,
heads up, Joe.
I think the whole gym heard me call that one. This building went silent as Poulin put that ball in the air. Get one more look at that tic-tac-toe alley-oop.
They wanted a highlight reel play right there on that one.
And they almost got it.
Yeah.
Kone to the line. And he hits the first. One more free throw here for Kone. And the Dolphins go in front by 14. Gardler off the crossover, kicks out. Hernandez, shot fake there by Mundell, and now Hernandez with it again. 10 to shoot for Jet. He looks to drive, kicks to the corner. That three-pointer no good by Mundell. Goldstein with the rebound, with the outlet, and Kone with what would have been a highlight reel finish could not convert. He has the steal. Now Tynes double-teamed and fouled.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that turnover, Joe. I'm not sure where he was trying to throw the ball to. Kone just said, I'll take that. Might as well.
Well, I think when you get caught in a position where you're about to travel and have no outlet, that's the kind of pass you get on occasion. That will send Eric Tynes to the line for 2 shots. The Dolphins have gradually increased their lead throughout this first half. And in their last game, it was right at about, I'd say, the 7 or 8 minute mark as you get one more look at that attempted dunk by Kone. It was right around the 7 or 8 minute mark where Wilmington really began to kick it into high gear and put a run together to end the first half. As Poulin ended up on the floor. Tynes hits both, and the Dolphins lead it by 16, but we say it all the time. This team usually finds themselves in a pretty good position entering the last few minutes of the first half. If they can close, that changes the complexion of the game. 3 on the way. No good by Jet. Tynes with the rebound.
Another strong rebound by Tynes on that one. He's been really aggressive on the glass.
Tynes swings it to Chestnut, pulling out to Goldstein.
How about this ball movement so far?
And Goldstein was fouled, and you get a look at it. They move the ball so well, and then once you have a player with the ball in his hands around the free throw line, you've seen it. The Tigers' defense at that point begins to collapse. That's where you've gotten a lot of the open threes.
Even in my years playing 2K, I never had this good enough ball movement.
Well, we have some ball stoppers on our squad. We won't name names. Would you like to name names?
No.
Okay. No. I wanted to say, you don't really play 2K anymore. So.
Yeah. My time has passed. I feel like John Cena in a way. My time's been up.
You gave it the old smile.
Smile and a little tap out.
Yeah. Goldstein hit the front end of the 1-and-1. Dolphins lead by 17. And the second free throw is good off the front rim. Dolphins in front now, 39-21. Cortez in the corner, sends it back up top to Gardler. Cortez again for Corsi. Now Gardler on the drive, steps back, and buries the jumper.
How about another great shot by Gardler? Had, again, Goldstein in his face and knocks down another jumper, this time on the mid-range.
Gardler's had a good half. 9 points, a couple of assists, a couple of steals. Leads the Tigers in scoring as Goldstein off the shot fake, kicks to the corner. And Chestnut is short on the three, pulling right there for the offensive board. And Chestnut was stripped. Howell South to the basket, lays it in.
That was a really strong finish by Howell South. Tynes played it really good, but he just got the finger roll to go in.
Quick 4 points for Holy Family. Dolphin lead back to 14. This is Goldstein. Cortez all over him. Tynes. 10 to shoot. Chestnut for Poulin for three. Off the rim and right back to Poulin. Now Kone off the Poulin feed is fouled, and the Dolphins will head back to the free throw line. The Dolphins lead on the glass 25-8.
Yeah, you can see it, Joe, because right now the Tigers have been playing that 2-3 zone defense, and that's allowing the Dolphins to get some of these second chance opportunities. That one, Poulin missed it short, got his own rebound, a nice pass to find Kone inside. He'll go to the free throw line when we come back from this media break.
3 different Dolphins with at least 5 rebounds in this game, and CSI leads it by 14. 2:53 to go in the first half. Free throws coming up on the other side of this break. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half, and the Dolphins lead it by 14 with free throws coming for Asa Kone. Kone has already been to the line 4 times. He's 3 for 4, has 7 points, 3 boards in 14 minutes. Kone's first free throw is good.
A nice friendly bounce on that one.
Dolphins are now 10 of 11 from the line. And we said it earlier, Nick, it was the Dolphins that were in the penalty first. And that has turned very quickly. The Tigers now with 18 fouls. And they trail by 16.
You kind of knew that was going to happen at some point, Joe. This team is very aggressive. They like to get to the free throw line if possible. And after what we saw against Wilmington, remember, they couldn't get a couple of calls in that first half as well.
I think a big part of it, too, is how good they've been on the glass. You fight for those rebounds a bit harder underneath on the other side, and all of a sudden, you're committing some of those loose ball fouls. That's a nice feed from Gardler. He finds the cutting Hernandez for 2.
Yeah, nice give-and-go play right there. Gardler finding Hernandez on that cut, and a nice pass on the inside.
Well, this is that point in the game where if you're the Tigers, you're looking for a couple of stops, a couple of baskets, and they get a stop. Hernandez for 3.
Oh, they get the 2 on one side, they get the stop, and then a 3-pointer. Quick 5 points, and it's back to an 11-point game with 2 to go.
And Nick, the Dolphins led it by 18. Very realistic now. The Tigers could pull to within single digits before halftime. Wiggin out to Poulin for 3. Splash.
It's, again, Joe, just look at the ball movement on that play. It looked like initially maybe he was going to, Wiggin was going to go to Goldstein. He said maybe not. They find Poulin open for a corner 3.
And Nick, it's been generally the same look every time. The ball finds its way to a Dolphin around the free throw line. The defense collapses. Open three as Hernandez answers right back. And the Tigers will call a timeout with 1:28 to go in the half.
We're going to look at that three-pointer for the Dolphins in a moment right here. Nice passing leading to Poulin knocking down that three-pointer. Another three for the Dolphins in this first half. But how about this play? We'll see in just a moment, Joe. A nice bounce pass from Gardler, finding Hernandez cutting.
That's a really nice feed. And Hernandez now, these last couple of trips down the floor for Holy Family with a couple of big shots. And if you're the Tigers, again, you're eyeing a single-digit deficit before halftime. And we'll see if they can pull that off. But at the very least, you have to be pleased with being behind by 18 points. Very quickly, you've cut it down to 11, well within striking distance. These next 88 seconds are going to be big. And if you're the Dolphins, at the very least, you want to try and keep this lead right where it is, maybe add a couple of points to it, because I think if you end up going into halftime with a lead of less than 10, it really puts a damper on what you did in the first half.
Yeah, it certainly does, because, you know, the way that game against Wilmington started too, the Dolphins started out so strong, and then that last 5 minutes really got away from them. So they're trying to avoid that here. They still have a double-digit lead, but you're absolutely right. You don't want to dampen what you've done so far in this half.
Goldstein out to Wiggin. Hernandez all over him. Wiggin, pull up, is good.
He makes that shot just look so easy.
He does.
You know, takes the contact, goes up with the mid-range, pull-up jumper and knocks it down.
And a big part of it is playing under control. Final minute of the half, 12 to shoot for Holy Family. Howell South defended by Poulin well beyond the arc here. He kicks to the corner. Three on the way, in and out. Mundell had that one halfway down. Goldstein off the Kone screen, buries another three.
And they'll have an opportunity now, Joe, for a potential 2 for 1, but they look like initially maybe they would, but there's about a 1 second differential, so maybe not.
Well, the Tigers, if they want to keep the Dolphins from possessing again, would have to hold this one for the entire shot clock and put up a shot very late.
It's another unassisted screen assist from Kone on that play that we're going to look at before we go to half.
And just like that, Nick, the Dolphins back ahead by 16 with a chance for more. 4 seconds to go. Goldstein looks up. Half-court heave! Just short.
It was online, too.
And that will send us to halftime. Our score at the break, Staten Island 49, Holy Family 33. Our TLC Physical Therapy halftime report with men's basketball head coach TJ Tibbs coming up. And we're joined on the floor for the TLC Physical Therapy halftime report by men's basketball head coach TJ Tibbs. And coach, we talk a lot about the scoring, we talk a lot about defense, but rebounding, so much of what this team does. How important is that? And how much of a part of this team's character is that, the tenacity on the glass?
I think right now it's a big part. I think to be a championship level team, you have to play defense, obviously, but you got to rebound on both sides of the floor. So I think when people think about rebounding, think about just defensive rebounding. First of all, you got to make them miss, right? And we're playing a really tough team. A bunch of kids on that team that can make tough shots, so it's hard to make them miss. They're well coached. Got a lot of respect for John. Coached against them at the Division III level, and the best coaches come from Division III, right? So, but we got to rebound on the offensive side too. I mean, that's a part of the attack. So if you look at any of the really good teams at all the levels, they offensive rebound the ball. It gives you a little bit more freedom to shoot the ball offensively. If you know you have a chance of rebounding it, then it turns into, I don't want to sound like a nerd, but turns into a 55%, 60% play, right? So the guys that are doing a great job on the offensive glass make our shooters more confident, and then you start to see the ball go in, and you put that stuff all together.
In the 2 games where Holy Family's gotten the better of your team, they held you under 70. In the game you won, you scored well over 90. You're tracking over 90 in this game if things continue. How do you keep up the success at the offensive end?
Who gave you that stat?
I pulled that one out of the schedule.
It's quite a stat, man. It's going to be very difficult to score. I mean, they're changing defenses. They're a physical basketball team. And look, they've played really, really well. So I understand that regardless of what the score is, we want to be more efficient, right? So it's going to be hard to stop them in the second half. They're getting loose a little bit for threes. We got to fix up a couple of our coverages. But it's not about scoring for me, especially going in with a lead. The lead just gives you a chance to tighten up on defense, right? The other team has to play with more urgency, has to play with a little bit more pace in theory. But if we do our job on defense, then hopefully we'll come out with the result that we want.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining us. Best of luck in the second half.
Everybody here, this is our last broadcast before the holidays, so happy holidays to you and your family. Nick is here. I know there's a bunch of other people, everybody that's out there. Wish you and your family, your loved ones, happy holidays. I hope everybody's with people that they love and cherish, and they don't take it for granted at all. I don't take you guys for granted. So all of our CSI family, I know Holy Family's watching too as well. So happy holidays to all you and your family, and I appreciate you guys and everybody at CSI Athletics.
All right, thanks, Coach. And Nick and I know I speak for both of us when I say we don't take any of these broadcasts for granted. We have a blast here on Sportsnet. It's going well for the Dolphins at halftime. They lead it at the break. When we come back, the second half from the tank right here on CSI Sportsnet.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials, live music, and the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
The NCAA sponsors 90 national championships each year, none of which could happen without officials. There's an urgent need for sports officials across the country, as they are retiring 4 times faster than they are coming in, leaving shortages at all levels of sport. The NCAA recognizes the importance of officiating on the student-athlete experience and is dedicated to the recruitment and retention of new officials for all sports. There are many great reasons to become an official. Stay in shape and get paid to do so. Meet new people and build relationships within a tight-knit community. Give back to the sport you love by creating a fair atmosphere and upholding the integrity of the game. Say yes to officiating. Visit ncaa.org/sayyes-to-officiating for more information on how to get started.
Team Impact, we pair kids who have been sidelined by serious illness and disability with college teams from across the country.
What's up, big man? You good?
It's more than a single-day meet and greet or photo opportunity. Our program places kids on a multi-year journey, becoming true members of a collegiate athletics team.
We are Penn State.
From signing day to game day.
I can't describe it. It feels amazing.
Team Impact. All in, all together.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human. Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
Campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Joe Foreman back with you alongside Nicholas Bavona as the Dolphins take a 49-33 lead into halftime. And Nick, Coach Tibbs shocked by our due diligence. How could he?
He was shocked at your stats.
How could he be? Does he know who we are?
We're still amazed at him by this date, I guess.
That's why we're so appreciated. We appreciate Coach Tibbs, too. Always comes over and joins us regardless of the score, as Gardler was fouled by Chestnut. And that's a foul you have to give in transition there. If you can do so safely, Gardler will head to the line for 2 shots. And Dolphins open the second half with their 10th turnover of the game.
We'll certainly have a unique halftime interview with Coach Tibbs in our next game.
So what we're going to do when I'm not here, Nick is going to conduct the halftime interviews from his seat. We will put the camera on Coach Tibbs and Coach Sarcone later at the following home date. And they'll stand in front of the TLC backdrop speaking to you on headset. I'll be able to hear it.
You will be able to hear it.
Gardler, meanwhile, knocks down a pair of free throws, and the Dolphins lead by 14. Well, we've only conducted, 2 basketball remote broadcasts?
I believe so.
As the Dolphins, with another ugly turnover. Good defense there by Chestnut. He stops Hernandez in his tracks. And the Tigers will have to reset, but not the start you were looking for to begin the second half for the Dolphins as Dupuy throws it down.
Threw that one down with authority, got the mismatch with Chestnut, and you mentioned it, Joe, 2 straight turnovers to start the second half, and now it's a 12-point game.
Goldstein tied up, out to Poulin. Splash.
And you got the sense the Dolphins needed that one after giving up those 2 straight turnovers. It's a big Joey Poulin 3 to now put them back up 15.
As of late, Poulin has really upped his three-point shooting. As that finish won't go for Corsi, but the second try is good. I was surprised he hesitated on the first attempt. He was wide open. Dolphins by 13. Goldstein for 3. Splash.
Give another screen assist to Kone. He just continues to get those screen assists. It's another 3 from AG.
Tigers have to find a way over those screens. We've seen Goldstein feasting from that area of the floor.
How many times have we said it over the years? You just can't give him any space on the court.
And there's a 3 at the other end. This time, it's Omarion Jet from downtown.
Hot start to the second half from both sides.
Well, we said it earlier in the game, Nick. The Tigers were not going to shoot sub 20% the whole game. They're up over 40% now. And the Dolphins have still managed to keep them at arm's length. Goldstein. Out to Chestnut. He looks to drive. And his lay-in is good.
And he got through all that contact, and other than we've seen over the years, that J.J. Chestnut floater.
Hernandez short on his 3. And here come the Dolphins back the other way. Goldstein spins and finds Tynes. In and out. Rebound tipped and last touched by the Dolphins.
Interesting sequence right there, but it will remain, or I should say it will go to the possession of the Tigers right there. Okay, look at that last Goldstein 3 off another assist screen by Kone.
And that's just too easy. That's a 3-pointer from the corner, no good by Hernandez, but Dupuy grabbed the board. Gardler out to Hernandez. Up top, Dupuy. No good.
Yeah, we've seen Dupuy from the outside mark take a couple shots, but it's not really falling for him.
Tynes over to Chestnut. He had it poked away, tracks it down again. And a foul was called on Gardler.
Speaking of Chestnut, we see that last sequence with him getting through the contact and laying it off the glass, off that box. Always tall as a kid. Hit the box, and most of the time it goes in.
Well, my father always said, the backboard is your friend.
Yes.
I never quite agreed. Tynes off the head fake, gets inside, and lays it in.
How about that up and under right there by Tynes? Nice move to get the basket.
And Gardler threw it away. Dolphins lead by 17 again, as we get one more look at that last move by Eric Tynes. And we said it during our last broadcast, Nick. He can score from anywhere on the floor.
Yeah. I think that's the beauty of this team also, Joe, is a lot of the players on the CSI team can score from pretty much anywhere on the court.
That's very true. Chestnut backing in on Gardler. Had it poked away from him, but he found Kone on the way down. And Kone's hooks off the front rim. Poulin in there for the board. Out to Goldstein for three. Splash.
That was a well-earned assist right there by Poulin. Having to fight through traffic, get the rebound, and he finds Goldstein for the deep three.
Well, if you're head coach TJ Tibbs, you really have to appreciate the effort of your team in this game. Dolphins have been all over the glass, as that three-pointer is good for Hernandez.
And we spoke about that in that one CSI victory, that the biggest reason they won that game, out-rebounding the Tigers and their second chance points in that win.
Poulin. Splash.
Another corner three from JP. Poulin knocks down the three.
He's 4 or 5 from downtown. And after struggling from beyond the arc early in the year, he has really found his stroke and seems to be shooting with a lot of confidence from deep. DuPois, no good.
That was a little bit of a Dirk Nowitzki shot on that play.
Yeah, he had the leg kick there. We got a visit from Hernandez and another AG3. Timeout, Tigers. Dolphins lead it by 23, our score, with just over 15 minutes to play. Staten Island 68 and Holy Family 45. Here is one more look at another Aaron Goldstein triple. It's an AG3, and the Dolphins lead big. .12 on the clock as we play in the second half with the Dolphins leading 68-45. And we go back to the replay monitor once again. Kone a bit short. Poulin there on the offensive glass. And wouldn't you know it, Aaron Goldstein on the receiving end yet again.
Yeah, that's just been the embodiment of what this team has been, Joe. Fighting for the rebounds, fighting a wide open three-point shot for either Goldstein or Chestnut or Tynes, whoever it may be. And it's another three, and it's another second chance point opportunity that the Dolphins have really been keying on and zoning in on all season.
Goldstein is 6 of 7 from the field. He is 6 of 7 from downtown. This is Hernandez on the wing, and he was fouled.
Speaking of someone else that's been hot from downtown, another look at that last three-pointer from Joey Poulin. He's been red hot in this game.
He likes that corner three. That's been where we found him spotting up more often than not. As we will stay right here through the media timeout. But you take a look at Poulin's numbers, as I already mentioned Goldstein's. Poulin, 14 points on 5 of 6, 7 rebounds, 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. And the Dolphins, as a team, are shooting 13 of 20 from deep, 58% from the field.
I mean, how do you stop that, Joe? You just really can't at this point.
You can't.
You know, it's been a number that we've been seeing all season, and even in the losses that CSI has had this season, they have looked so good on the offensive side of things, where they're forcing and creating second chance points. They're finding ways to go up the court quickly after getting a nice stop on defense, and that's really what's been the beauty of this team this season. And as I mentioned last game, the sky could be the limit for how this team does the rest of the season. We'll see how they transition after today. They still have one more game to go before the 2026 year starts. But all indications are pointing that this team is looking really, really strong before ECC play kicks off again.
No question about it. And I mentioned with Coach Tibbs that the Tigers have held the Dolphins under 70 in 2 of the 3 meetings, those both Holy Family wins. The Dolphins, meanwhile, all season have been held under 70 points just once. That was in a loss against Pace University. The margin of defeat in that game, 1 point, 55-54 the final. Dolphins have scored at least 70 in every other game they've played this year. And, Nick, I think it's safe to say they're going to get there again here this afternoon.
Yeah.
If I manage to jinx them out
yeah,
of it,
barring
15 minutes.
A catastrophic collapse, yes.
But to the point we made before, if you're the Dolphins, can you really compete? Or I should say, if you're the Tigers, can you compete with a Dolphins team that's shooting well over 60% from 3 and nearly 58% from the field? Can you force enough turnovers to stay close? I'm not sure you can.
I'm not sure if you can.
But that's a good start as Dupuy goes right at Kone and converts through the contact and one. That's a good start if you're the Tigers.
Yeah, you certainly need that right after that timeout. Dupuy's had himself a nice, strong start towards the second half.
Free throw by Dupuy rattles in, and the Dolphin lead is back down to 20. Chestnut over to Goldstein, deep 3. Splash!
I was going to say, Joe, immediately as he caught the ball, I was going to ask you, would he shoot that? Why is that even a question?
He caught it in rhythm. He caught it wide open. And the way he's been shooting in this game, why not?
Coming off a player of the game performance in the last timeout, man, he's making a great back-to-back performance here again.
Gardler answers back.
And Garland, meanwhile, on the other side of things, he's had himself a nice shooting performance today.
He now has 14. He is 2 of 3 from distance. Chestnut is rejected and could not save it to a teammate. Here comes Gardler. Hernandez off the mark. And Howell South just got fingertips on it, couldn't bring it in. Dolphins ball.
I mean, look where Goldstein shoots this ball, Joe, as soon as he gets the ball. It's incredible what type of shot that was.
We haven't seen many three-point attempts from that distance since the departure of Bryce Waterman.
I was just about to say, yeah, since Waterman.
Only a couple of Dolphins in my tenure calling games here at CSI. I've had the green light from there. Goldstein one of them, Waterman another. I don't know if I've seen another Dolphin attempt threes from out there.
And keep in mind, his only missed 3 was the half-court heave to end the first half.
Did they count that one?
I would think so.
I know in the NBA they don't count it anymore. Have they changed that rule in college? I would be shocked if they counted that, Nick. But I'll tell you if they did. From the corner.
Are you kidding me?
It's another AG3.
Immediately off the inbound pass.
Jumper by Jet, rolls off the rim. Kone there for the rebound. They did not count it, Nick. They did not count it.
No way. Oh, my goodness.
Air ball straight into the hands of Benedict.
That was an assist, Joe.
They have to count that one.
That has to be an assist. There's no way that was a shot.
No. They have to count that. Howell South wanted Dupuy, threw it away.
Oh, boy, he might have another chance right here.
Wiggin with the left lays it in.
And that was a smart play. Could have maybe done something again with that play. Found Wiggin cutting up and got a nice pass.
Dolphins by 27. 12:41 to go as we get one more look at another AG3. Can't sag off. Hand down,
no, you cannot.
Man down. Goldstein with another three-pointer, and the Dolphins with a 27-point lead. 12:41 to go in the second half as the Dolphins have broken this game wide open. They lead at 78-51. Aaron Goldstein, 8 of 10 from the field, 8 of 10 from downtown, 26 points.
Now, Joe, have we looked this up earlier this season? I feel like we have. What was the most three-pointers in a single game? 9.
It was 9 by Blake Wilson against Duville.
Because Eric Tynes had 8 in that game against Cheney, remember?
So
that's why we looked it up?
We are on record watch.
We are definitely on record watch.
Now, at some point, Sam and I are going to have to sit down and go through decades of games to compile individual three-pointers made per game statistics. I don't know how far back those go, but we'll probably find out.
Do you remember doing that with you for baseball a couple years ago?
I still can't believe that wasn't kept in the record books as Jet gets the scoop layup to go.
Yeah, you would tend to think that would be a stat that's kept.
Well, I would suspect the reason that that record is not in the record books is because it was not kept many, many decades back. As Benedict is short on the 3 off the Dolphins steal. One turnover led directly to another. Jet for Dupuy now. He backs in on Kone. And Dupuy's bank shot is good.
Wow. That was a really difficult shot by Dupuy right there.
But like I was saying, Nick, I think when you go back potentially as recently as the 80s, early 90s, they may not have individual game-by-game statistics that detail made three-pointers in a game, and I would tend to believe that is the reason why it wasn't in the record books. So we'll have to put it in with an asterisk. Meanwhile, Mitchell Wiggin scored on the jump shot at the offensive end. Dolphins back ahead by 25 as Wiggin was not the guilty party. It was Benedict who committed the foul, and that will send us to immediate timeout. 11:02 remaining. Dolphins lead it 80-55. .11:02 to go from the tank with the Dolphins leading by 25, and CSI appears well on their way to maintaining an unbeaten home record. The Tigers hoping to put together a big run in the final 11 minutes and change that. This is Jet. He dribbles toward the top of the arc, backing in on Goldstein. Dupuy had it knocked away. Here comes Wiggin. Wiggin to the basket, and he draws the foul.
Wiggin going up to the free throw line once again. Dolphins forcing a turnover, almost leading to a transition bucket, but Wiggin will now shoot 2.
Wiggin with 12 points, 5 of 8 from the field, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. And his first free throw is good.
He's been all over the court so far in this game.
Wiggin goes 2 for 2 from the line. Dolphins are now 13 of 14 from the stripe. Always have to hesitate and make sure those live stats are caught up.
And remember, their missed free throw was the second free throw that they missed on a one-on-one for Kone to start the game.
Dolphins get another stop at the defensive end. Benedict for Goldstein. And no good that time. Jet splits 2 Dolphins and finds a man underneath. That was Corsi on the lay-in.
Nice job by Jet right there, finding Corsi right underneath. How funny is it, Joe? We had Horsey on Wednesday.
You know.
And now Corsi today.
I was thinking it. 2 rare last names.
Yeah.
Wiggin. Can't hit the pull-up. Mundell had it poked away by Goldstein. Will stay right here.
Now, do you think the coaching staff knows how close Goldstein is towards that three-point mark?
Up 25. I think at some point later in this game, if they haven't taken note now, they might.
Yeah.
If they haven't already.
We've already seen some record-breaking stats earlier on this season. Remember the game against Cheney, they scored the most points in the Division II era with 123 in that game.
Kick into the corner. Corsi. Heavy traffic, could not convert. Offensive rebound, Tigers. Kick out, Hernandez for 3.
Good second chance points right there for the Tigers. Hernandez knocking down the triple. A much-needed bucket for them right there.
That's his 5th made 3. He's 5 of 11 from downtown with 14 points.
He was averaging just under 10 points per game coming into tonight's contest.
Benedict, fouled. Third team foul on Holy Family. The Dolphins with 5 and just over 9 minutes to play. Goldstein hands off to Tynes with 10 to shoot. Now Wiggin left open. It's the jumper.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't give Wiggin that space, Joe. He's just been taking those jump shots all season, and he knocks down another one right there.
Feed inside, and it was initially taken away by Wiggin, but a foul was called. Once Mundell left his feet, really had nowhere to go.
Yeah, I mean, once you give him this space, he's just going to take the shot every single time. And if you're a team, you know, whether you're the Tigers today or any team facing this Dolphins squad, you can't give Wiggin that space once he gets towards the free throw line.
There's a strong finish inside by Corsi. And Nick, I think a big reason he's getting that space is because of what I mentioned earlier in the game. Dolphins get the ball into the hands of an offensive player right there around the free throw line, and they kick into an open 3. That's a great closeout by Wallace and nearly a highlight reel slam by Tynes.
That room's shaking right now.
Wow. Wallace immediately making his presence felt. Tynes fakes this time, kicks out. Goldstein off the back rim and rebounded by Torres. Alley-oop. Too high for Tynes. Tynes said no thank you after that pass was thrown. And that will send us to immediate timeout. Our score with 7:50 to play. Staten Island 84, Holy Family 62. Well, Nick, they've broken out the holiday playlist here at CSI.
Mariah Carey is flowing through the speakers right now.
Yeah, you know, I'm
Go ahead, say what you want to say.
I'm indifferent at best. You know, I'm not much of a holiday season.
I was going to say, is there any Christmas songs that you do like?
Not particularly.
Not
I don't really think about it that much.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
You know, I think a big reason why is because it's my busiest time of the year.
That's true.
I mean,
That's true.
I have anywhere from, I'd say on a typical day, 30 to 50 packages in the car I have to drag with me up, sometimes up the stairs.
They're going to start calling you St. Nick soon.
Yeah, I could really use a sleigh and some reindeer. That's as much holiday spirit as you'll get from me. If I could bypass the traffic and load up with all my packages, I'd feel much better about it.
I'm trying to think of what my favorite Christmas song is, and it's just a couple good ones, but I'm like you. I don't like all of them. There's like a couple particular that I like.
Yeah, I just don't have that holiday spirit in me, Nick.
Sounded like a Grinch over there, huh?
I'm not a Grinch, as Wigan has the steal and the one-handed slam.
That was certainly a pickpocket play right there by Wigan. Goes coast to coast for that finish.
Wigan has really come on strong here in the second half. Almost had another. Floater, short by Corsi.
Look out.
Watch out, here they come. Dolphins turn it over. And Corsi will throw it down. Well, we almost got some unwanted visitors right there, Nick.
That's to say the least.
Torres left open. Too strong. Long outlet up the floor. Shot fake, Corsi. And he's forced to kick it out. This is Hernandez again, defended by Wigan. Splits two Dolphins, and the pull-up is good.
A nice shot right there. It's been a nice shooting performance today from Hernandez.
Wigan flips it over to Torres. Torres, turnaround jumper is good.
How about that finish? Nice spin around jumper right there by Torres, who we talked about it last game, Joe. He's really emerging too off this Dolphins bench.
Well, you made the point earlier, Nick. Dolphins have a lot of players on this roster who can score from anywhere on the floor. And there you see it again right there. Torres tried a three on the previous possession. That time gets into the mid-range, gets to work quickly, and scores. Wallace kick out. Cortez for three. Can't hit. And the rebound was taken away from Wigan by Corsi, who will lay it in. And I think that might earn Wigan a seat on the bench, Nick.
Yeah, that one was probably a rebound he should have had.
I looked over, and as soon as it happened, they called for some help off the bench, and he's headed to the bench.
Well, at least we'll look at this highlight right here by Torres. Spin move. Looking at that shot right there by Brandon Torres.
Najee Corsi at the line for one shot. He knocks it down. DeAndre Howell South will check back in. Benedict inbounds to Chestnut, who threw it away immediately.
Almost threw it right to Corsi, who just came off. It was trying to walk towards an open seat.
I think it's safe to say that Benedict was not where JJ expected him to be.
Dolphins once again this season, Joe, are on triple digits mark. They're at 88 points with 5:47 to go.
Hernandez off the crossover. Out to Howell South. And he lost his footing. And finds the cutting Hernandez, who almost threw it away. And DuPuis saves it into a Gardler three.
How about that possession right there? But the Tigers not giving up in this one.
Dolphins have to be careful. It's a 16-point game, and there's still time. As Leighton Woods goes right to the basket and lays that in.
Woods coming off the bench immediately makes an impact right there with the two.
The Tigers had some momentum built right there. The Dolphins respond very quickly. Gardler over the DuPuis screen. Finds DuPuis. Free throw line jumper is good. And the lead's back to 16.
It's been a nice second half for DuPuis in this game. Tigers once again cutting it to 16.
Foul called on Holy Family. They still have a couple to give.
Just look at this entire sequence right there. DuPois finding Gardler for that three, and an incredible shot just before the buzzer hit.
Somehow found his footing in bounds, and as you said, Nick, was able to find Gardler. Now, is that one as a defense that simply frustrates you, or is it one you can live with?
I think it's one you just throw your hands up and say, well, that happened.
Chestnut threw it away. Dolphins getting a bit sloppy, Nick.
Just a bit. If this league gets cut down any further, they might have to bring some of their stars back into this game.
Hernandez on the drive, had room, didn't realize it, and Jet can't hit the three.
Boy, how big would that have been right there? That one fell down for Jet.
You would have felt like they had a realistic chance if he made that one. And Woods is short from deep. Jet skies in for the rebound.
No pun intended there.
Well, I could have said he soars in. It would have been a bit better of a pun. Howell south, off glass, and in.
Using the body on that one, and a timeout is called by the Tigers.
Holy Family has cut the lead to 14. We'll see if the Dolphins go back to their starting unit coming out of this timeout. 4:02 on the clock. Dolphins in front, 90-76. Just over 4 minutes to play from the College of Staten Island. And the Holy Family University Tigers have battled back from what at one point
27, I believe,
was a 27-point deficit. You're right, Nick, right on the money. 27, the largest lead for the Dolphins, and that lead has been trimmed down to 14. Still time.
Yeah.
But the Tigers are going to have to force some more turnovers and come up with a lot more in terms of defensive stops.
The question you had going into the break was, would the Dolphins bring back their starters? That was indeed the case.
And Chestnut traveled. Head coach TJ Tibbs can't believe it.
They thought for sure that maybe be a jump ball, if anything.
Just like that, it took only 3 seconds, and the Tigers have it back. They still need to work pretty quickly, Nick. Under 4 minutes, trailing by 14.
Yeah.
Jet had his pass tipped. Good hand there by Poulin.
10 seconds to go on the shot clock for the Tigers, but you're right, Joe. They need to go quick and then find a way to get another turnover forced.
Hernandez with 3 to shoot. Finds DuPois, and his lay-in is good.
And he got that up with just 1 second on the shot clock. Great pass from Hernandez.
Goldstein was fouled. That's team foul number 5 on Holy Family. So they can afford to be aggressive here defensively.
Dolphins, meanwhile, as we should note, Tigers are in the bonus with 3:33 left. A very nice number that you like.
We are a big fan of the number 3 here on Sportsnet as Chestnut kept his feet in, pulling. Did a nice job to put that in a spot where JJ could bring it down. Dolphins will take their time here as head coach TJ Tibbs calls out instructions from the bench. Chestnut gets inside, and a foul was called away from the ball.
So that'll be now 6.
Well, that's not the spot where you want to use a foul. And that being said, Nick, I think Chestnut was looking to pass. I thought he had room to shoot.
I thought he was going to do it for the floater as well.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go up with that one. And looked like he was trying to feed Kone as, oh my goodness. How about that play off the inbound?
That was certainly an early Christmas present for the Dolphin fanatics.
Kone to Goldstein for the tap, and Kone gets it back for the slam.
I didn't know we were calling a volleyball game.
Wow. Well, they call that a set in volleyball as Hernandez knocks down a 3. And believe it or not, Nick, we used to call volleyball here on Sportsnet.
I do remember you telling me that.
Dolphin lead is 11. 2:35 to go.
And it's going to be Tigers ball, I think.
Let's run that replay back from the corner, Nick. The Tigers were adamant that it should be their ball.
I thought for sure it was going to be their ball as well.
I thought they touched it last. Let's see. That's off Goldstein.
Yeah. That's what I thought initially as well.
Yeah, I thought it was poked through his legs as the Dolphins turn it over. Jet.
Honestly, that might be a good foul for CSI right there. Would have been an easy 2.
Well, puts them at the line. I think you let them try and score. I don't think it was going to be that easy, but the Dolphins have gotten
They're struggling
really,
against this press
really
defense
sloppy,
right now.
which is surprising because they've seen it so much this year. Not particularly from this team.
They've seen it from Stack, one of the best teams that the conference has shown in terms of that press defense.
It's been very surprising what we've seen these last several minutes, and credit to the Tigers. They did not quit on this game. Trailed by 27 in the second half, and that was with, 11 minutes to go?
Yeah, just about. And now they're 1 point away, 1 free throw away from making it a single-digit game.
Well, it's now a 3-score game. Dolphins just have to inbound the ball and get it across the timeline, and they should be okay. Goldstein, foul.
Tigers not happy as they felt like Goldstein was trying to force that contact, and Goldstein will now go to the free throw line for a 1-on-1.
Well, it goes without saying, Nick, the first one is massive. It makes it a 4-possession game, and it gives you the opportunity for a second. And we've seen it many times this year, the Dolphins in close games late. They've been pretty clutch from the free throw line in those situations.
So in the last game against Wilmington, when Wilmington made that comeback, Dolphins were making some big free throws late.
Free throw from Goldstein. Off the back rim and in. Boy, oh boy.
What a friendly bounce that was.
Very friendly.
Maybe Santa gave that a little bit of a nice bounce right there because Goldstein was on the nice list this year. No comment.
Yeah, I don't have a quippy.
I know.
Response to that one.
I won't ask what your favorite Christmas movie is next.
That one short off the front rim. Goldstein 1 for 2. The Tigers look to push. Hernandez, big crossover, gets inside, finds Dupuy. He lost it. And Benedict makes the save. Dolphins will slow it down here.
You know Goldstein wanted to shoot that initially.
He wasn't going to.
Yeah, the smart thing he didn't. A tough break for the Tigers, Joe, because it looked like they had Dupuy wide open underneath, but it went right off of his hands.
Went through his hands. Wiggin. Goldstein. 5 to shoot. Kick out. Benedict. Splash.
The freshman making a huge shot late. Puts the Dolphins back up 13. A big shot right there by Benedict.
That's going to be the dagger, Nick. Just over 90 seconds to play. Hernandez does not get the bounce. DuPuy couldn't save it, and it will be Dolphins ball.
The confidence of this kid right here, Joe, just you're seeing it. He does not look like he's a freshman. Just knocks down, no other care in the world, makes a big three late in this game.
And the way he caught that ball, he was able to go up with it so quickly. There's no way that you can close out even slightly late and contest him.
Right.
He has that quick release off the catch. Credit to the feed from Goldstein as well. And we enter a timeout with 1:26 remaining. Our score, the Dolphins 96 and the Tigers 83. Final 86 seconds from the tank. It is Dolphins ball, leading by 13. And it appears that CSI will be able to withstand what was a ferocious comeback bid by Holy Family. Tigers bench didn't like that call. It goes against them. It's a foul. They wanted a jump ball. Mitchell Wiggins to the line.
Now, Joe, during the break, you and I were discussing about Mitchell Wiggins' last two games. Wiggins scoring 18 points, and you said how many minutes? 21, I believe.
So far today, he has 21 minutes played.
Yes. In the game on Wednesday, he scored 18 points in 19 minutes.
Wow. And his free throw rattles out. And that shot by Howell South is good over Wiggin. Dolphins by 11, just over a minute to play. Benedict fouled, and will go to the line for a 1-and-1. Well, the only way the Dolphins can let the Tigers all the way back is a lot of missed free throws and a lot of turnovers. Benedict put up an air ball.
Yeah.
Somebody who shot it with such confidence as of late. That is really surprising.
Dolphins now missing their last two 1-and-1s, so still giving the Tigers some life here.
Well, never say never, Nick. You know what happens when you do that.
I'd be reminded of what last weekend. I don't want to be reminded of that.
What happened last weekend?
John Cena.
Oh, well.
He said never.
Never say never give up. As the Tigers nearly turned it over, it was kept in by Poulin.
I think Poulin maybe tipped it on the way, so I don't know if it would have been off of that.
It was kept in by Corsi, not Poulin. Was it tipped?
Yeah, I believe it was.
Kone called for a foul.
Both teams now at 9 fouls, but that will be a 2-shot free throw regardless on this upcoming possession.
Heading to the line, A.J. Cortez. Tigers have given it absolutely everything they have down the stretch in this game, but it just seems like that Dolphin lead, which as we mentioned earlier, reached 27 points, just too much to overcome.
Yeah, you have to like the fight from this Tigers team at least. It looks like they're gonna go down swinging, but they're not giving up without a last-second punch. They've been really trying in this game, and they've now made it once again a single-digit game.
Should the Dolphins hold on and win, it would be Holy Family's first loss against the ECC this year. And for the Dolphins, their 7th straight win at home.
Double
Goldstein
bonus
was
now.
fouled. Now, something else to keep in mind, Nick. Goldstein's been sitting on 8 threes for a while.
Yeah, I think he's going to stay there.
Exactly. I don't think he'll get an opportunity for that record-tying ninth.
He had a couple chances early, but just couldn't fall. Kind of same thing happened to Tynes as well in that game against Cheney.
Goldstein's free throw is good.
Lots of substitutions fell in.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say, Nick, time has run out. 4-possession game, under a minute. But you have to play until the final buzzer. Goldstein 2 for 2 from the stripe. Gardler looks to drive and lays it in.
Gardler's had some really tough finishes in this game tonight. A couple big threes, knocks that one down the left-handed finger roll as Goldstein's called for a travel.
Goldstein had no idea that he traveled. At least it didn't look that way.
Yeah. Of course, he immediately checks back in. Gotta think they're looking for a three-pointer right here.
I think you have to, down 3 scores, but
Why
you could
not?
do that.
You could do that, too.
I mean, 1 second came off the clock, so that works.
And the Dolphins call a timeout.
Well, I have to say, Nick, admittedly, and I'm sure it came across in my voice, I thought this game had been decided long ago. And the Tigers will not quit. They have been really good since about, let's say, what, the 8 or 9 minute mark remaining in this game. And to their credit, they have not taken their foot off the gas. And even 36 seconds on the clock, and the Dolphins lead it by 7. Do you think the Dolphins line up 5 on the baseline here?
Yes.
You saw it last game. They found a way to get the ball in, and it seems right now that failing to get the ball in without turning it over is the only obstacle. They've hit enough free throws. They missed the front end of a couple of 1-and-1s. That definitely hurts, but more than anything else, getting the ball in and crossing half court has been the biggest challenge.
And you're at the point where now you want your best, 5 free throw shooters on the court. And here we go, Joe. They're going to line up 5 deep. Question is, who's going to be the one that takes the inbound pass? I would think it's going to be Benedict.
That's what they did the other night. That was as easy as it gets.
Yeah, it caught the Tigers. It caught the Tigers off guard on that play. I don't think they were expecting that.
Have to admit, Nick, I would be very surprised if the Tigers haven't seen that on film at some point. But to your point, it sure looked like that was something they weren't ready for.
Because as you mentioned, it was relatively easy. Goldstein immediately after he passes on the outside towards Benedict, he got immediately wide open.
Well, Dupuy has fouled out.
That's a big loss. They had a monster second half for this Tigers team, but now they need to find some size outside of him.
He finishes with a double-double, 15 points, 10 rebounds.
Don't often see an inbound pass alley-oop dunk. Don't see that very often, and he made it look easy.
And we've seen 2 in this game. One took 1 pass to get there, but definitely was a design play that we've seen more than once before. Those baseline inbounds under the rim catch defenses napping far too often. Goldstein's first free throw is good. He has 30.
93 points on Wednesday, now a point away from 100 tonight.
Well, Nick, I think we're going to hear from AG again after this game.
Okay. I know you and I were having a discussion about that.
Second free throw good. Goldstein now has 31. Cortez finds a cutting jet for the finger roll. Here we go again.
That time they were ready for it.
They didn't need to foul there.
Well, we've already seen a 40-point game from Goldstein earlier on this season. He's not going to hit it tonight, but 31, another strong performance from AG.
Well, if you take a look at the shooting, I mentioned in the first half how well the Dolphins were shooting. They're still shooting well, 56% from the field, 55% from downtown. The Tigers, coinciding with their comeback, have gotten their shooting up above 51%. The Dolphins have hit 16 of their 33s. The Tigers have hit 11. So even though Holy Family won the turnover battle, the three-point shooting of CSI helped keep them in front.
Huge difference maker with that, and a lot of second chance opportunities CSI got in this game too.
No question about it. The Dolphins with 18 second chance points. The Tigers with just 8. That being said, Holy Family outscored the Dolphins in the paint 44-32. This is Gardler again, and he finds Corsi on the cut for 2 more.
Trying to inbound it to Goldstein. They get it to Wigan.
Kone
very
is
wisely
fouled. 3-possession game, 11 seconds. I don't know if I'm fouling there, Nick.
Might as well. Might as well.
If it was 2 possessions, no doubt. Kone's 7th free throw of the game is good.
One of the Fanatics putting a lot of pressure on Kone by saying he's going to make this.
Show of support.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
2 for 2 trip to the line for Kone. Gardler's 3, an air ball.
That will do it.
And I think that will do it, Nick. I would agree. Well, we can't deny Aaron Goldstein player of the game nod. He finished with 33 points.
Yeah. So now, especially with 33, now you have to.
Huge game for him. We mentioned the offensive prowess of Mitchell Wigan as well. 18 points in 22 minutes. Joey Poulin, 14 points, 7 rebounds in 28 minutes. Asa Kone, 13 and 7 in 33 minutes. So we'll hear from our TLC Physical Therapy player of the game, Aaron Goldstein, when we come back on the other side of this break. The Dolphins knock off Holy Family University and stay perfect at home. The Dolphins are now 7-0 at the Tank following a 104-95 victory. And how about the hold on that note by our public address announcer?
I was wondering if you heard it.
Oh, I heard it all right. How could you miss it? That might be a new record as well.
I'm sure Victory Boulevard heard it too.
We hear from Aaron Goldstein when we come back.
All right, just momentarily, we're going to be joined by our TLC Therapy player of the game. My broadcast partner, Joe Foreman, is joined by Aaron Goldstein.
And we're joined courtside by our TLC Physical Therapy player of the game, Aaron Goldstein. Aaron, big game for you and a big game for the team offensively once again, over 100 points. How do you guys manage to continue to shoot the ball so efficiently and execute on offense?
I would say it goes into the hours that we put in off the court, unseen hours. Guys are in here after practice getting reps up, keep shooting, and then in practice we focus on our transition offense, and that just, like I said last time, it bleeds into what we do really good. Our offense has been great, pushing the ball, shooting it when we're open, finding guys when we're open, driving gaps, and yeah, it's great.
We spoke to it about Coach Tibbs at halftime, the rebounding, the tenacity on defense. How much of that is in the DNA of this team? Is that something you guys take pride in out there?
It's definitely what we take pride in the most, I would say. We talk about it every day in practice. We talk about it every day before the game starts. Who's going to be the more physical team? They're a very physical team. They showed it in coming back just now. And we had to, embrace that and then being physical. That's what we need to be better at and keep building on, because that's what's going to lead us to bigger wins in the future.
And with the holidays coming up, any plans for the team during the holiday recess? Anything that's going on?
I think we do a Secret Santa. That should be fun. Should be a good week off, though. Definitely needed. And yeah, I can't wait to get back after the week. But Christmas is always the best time of the year, spending with friends and family. A lot of my friends and family come out and show love. So to be able to spend time with them and then still be in contact with my team and getting ready for the second half of the season, it's going to be a good break. And then I can't wait to get back with the guys.
All right, Aaron, enjoy the holidays and congrats on the win. Big win for the Dolphins as they knock off Holy Family University here at home. Nick, back over to you at the commentary desk.
All right, Joe, thank you, and thank you to our TLC Physical Therapy player of the game, Aaron Goldstein. The Dolphins picking up another big win here at the Tank to remain unbeaten this season here at CSI. 104-95 the final, another strong performance. 33 points from Goldstein in this outing, and the Dolphins will get a little bit of a time off during the Christmas break before they come back here at the Tank on December 30th when they take on Franklin Pierce University. And I'm being rejoined by my broadcast partner, Joe Foreman. Joe, really strong performance once again from CSI in this one. 100 points again from this team. We've seen it multiple times this season, and as we keep seeing it, this team does not put their foot off the gas. This is a well-oiled machine on the offensive front.
Yeah, they've been incredibly efficient at the offensive end, very good in transition, as we've mentioned time and time again. Seems the Achilles heel is the turnovers. When they turn the ball over, that's when things tend to go in a negative direction. When this team protects the ball, we know they can shoot it, we know they can defend, we know they can rebound, and they have so many players on this roster that are so versatile. And I think that's really the most impressive thing about this Dolphins squad this year. We've mentioned the step forward that many of these players have taken and how players who are new to the program have immediately stepped in and assumed a big role. They've gotten all they could ask for and then some from many of the players on this roster. And if that continues, you have to feel really good about this team heading into 2026.
Yeah, you certainly have, Joe. I mean, the way that they've been playing, they have one more game before 2026 begins, but it really, it's been really tough for these opposing sides to try to stop this Dolphins team from scoring. It feels like even if one or two of the players have an off night, someone else will be able to pick up the slack, and that's really what's been great about this team. We talked about it so many times. They're not a team that's reliant on that starting five to do the work. They can go 6, 7, 8, maybe even 9 players off of their entire lineup and bench to try to make some dividends in this game. And they're looking going into this Christmas break on a nice high note.
And with that, we will send it to the holiday recess here on CSI Sportsnet. The Dolphins knock off Holy Family to wrap up our final broadcast before the break. However, as you mentioned, Nick, we are back online before the new year. December 30th is our next broadcast as men's basketball will host Franklin Pierce University. Nick will be at the commentary desk solo. I will be joining him remotely from my hotel in Orlando, Florida. We'll have that broadcast for you here on CSI Sportsnet. As always, streaming exclusively on Flow College. But until then, everyone, enjoy the break for the holidays, and we'll see you again on December 30th as the Dolphins take on the Ravens.